Hey, this is Jeremiah Miller with Forging Leaders, and today I want to talk to you about being busy. So have you ever, when someone asks you how you're doing, when they're like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? You answer with, busy, slammed, buried, so busy, I'm busy. Have you ever, at the end of the day, driven home from work and you couldn't remember exactly what you got done that day? Like you knew you were busy, but you couldn't remember exactly what you accomplished. Or have you spent days or even weeks at work responding to stuff? You get in every day and there's emails and voicemails and meetings and count things on your calendar, and you do all that, but you don't really get to anything important. Okay? If you can answer yes to any of those questions, congratulations, my friend, you are busy, right? And in our culture, busy is a badge of honor. I'm here to share a different definition of busy with you. Okay, busy is a dirty word. And here's what I want you to think about. When someone asks you how you're doing and you say busy, what you're really communicating to them is, I'm overwhelmed and I want some sympathy. Right? I'm overwhelmed and feel sorry for me. What you're hoping will happen is they'll be like, oh, what's going on? Tell me about it. Is everything okay? Right? That's the sort of commiseration that people are looking for, whether you know it or not, when you say busy. So let that sit for a second. Okay, when you say you're busy, what you're communicating to people is, I don't have a plan, I don't know how to prioritize, or I let other people prioritize for me, and I'm not really intentional about getting the important things done. I'm okay with those getting pushed because I have too many fires I have to put out right now. Okay, there is another way to approach your life. You do not have to be stuck in this busy that everybody else is stuck in. You could choose to be intentional. So being intentional means that you work on the most important things. Being intentional means that you're clear on what you want and that you have a strategy to get it. And being intentional means that you're deliberate in how you show up at work and how you show up in your personal life. You're not just reacting. Now, here's a few differences to compare busy with intentional. Okay, busy people, they work on the next thing on their list. Intentional people work on the most important thing on their list. Busy people answer emails all day long, reply to emails and voicemails throughout the day as they get them. Intentional people batch their emails. They have a few times a day where they'll check their email and respond to them all at the same time. Busy people, they work on 3 things at once. They call it multitasking, right? Well, really, they're not making any progress on any of the 3 things. Intentional people, they focus on one thing until they complete it, and then they move on to the next important thing. Busy people allow their coworkers to interrupt them all day long. Stop by their desk, ask them questions, just stop and chat, and it gets them off track and they don't get anything done. Okay, intentional people, we carve out quiet time. This is time that we are focused and working and people are not to interrupt us. Busy people hold meetings without agendas. Okay, not really sure what's going to happen at the meeting, but you know you got to be there. That's a busy meeting. Intentional people always send out an agenda ahead of time. Busy people don't have clear goals. Okay, they have some vague idea of what they're working towards, but they're not really clear on it. Whereas intentional people have goals that are extremely clear. In fact, they're SMART goals. They're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Busy people run late from one thing to another all day long, whether it's client meetings, whether it's phone calls, whether it's however they're interacting, they're running late from one thing to another all day long. Intentional people show up 5 minutes early and start on time. Busy people make assumptions about what other people want from them. Okay? They make assumptions about what other people want. They also assume that other people know what they expect. They don't talk about it. Whereas intentional people, they set clear expectations with everybody. There is no confusion. Busy leaders create stressful, chaotic work environments. If you work somewhere like that, chances are you've got a busy leader. Okay? Intentional leaders, they create purposeful, accountable work environments where people are accountable for getting important work done. Bottom line is, because the culture of a company is what the leader does, busy leaders create busy organizations. Intentional leaders create intentional organizations. Now, your company and your family need you to be more intentional. right? Not only because you'll be way more effective and fun to be around, but also because you have to model this behavior for them, right? So if your team at work or if your family, if they're busy and stressed out and frantic, then they probably learned it from you, or at least you haven't helped them change it, okay? Look around you. The world has plenty of busy people, okay? What the world needs is more intentional leadership. So are you up for the challenge? Or do you have too many fires to put out? This is Jeremiah Miller with Forging Leaders. And remember, you are the hero of your own life story.